What's good, y'all? It's your boy Trey-tastic back here with TNA episode 2. Hold on, broski is calling me. I have 3 minutes to make this video. Other angle just got clapped, but we gotta move quick because we're about to hoop still. But basically, this is episode 2 of TNA. I came across the correct insights of what I was actually looking into. It's very easy these days to get misled by research papers and modern experiments due to political reasons, funding reasons, the actual contextual reason as to why that study started in the first place, and the actual chances of it actually reaching some sort of application in the medical field, research field, industrial field, yada yada yada. You can't really create that fake reason as to why somebody should be doing science, and that's really why we get sidetracked or confused as to why certain scenarios and sequences might be in activity. But with TNA, respect to my last video, I just wanted to go over some main corrections as to how I was looking in the wrong context and kind of misrepresented most of what I was talking about, but I was generally in line with possibilities that might actually come in the future. But it's just always good to be specific, and it's just always good to be it's always good to push the scientific method, of course. So TNA itself, 3-rose nucleic acid, is cool. Also 3-rose furosyl nucleic acid. So for example, they're both TNA, but two different aspects of TNA, and then there's many different strains of TNA that also do a lot of like new things, but the one that I was talking about is quite popular. That's why a lot of people were hyping it, but it is a very small part of the story. So for instance, I made it seem that TNA can be a foundation for protein construction itself, when in actuality, it is really a new building block, hence a way to code new amino acid sequences that can contribute to the process of transcription and translation and all that, much more ancient to its conception. So when we actually try to apply it in a xenobiological sense in terms of XNAs, which I'll talk about in just a second, it has to actually line up with what God wants. That's the funniest thing, or else it's not going to actually be able to formulate or contribute to some greater cause. So let's start with the basics. The bigger picture is in the industry itself. Xenobiology is currently spearheaded, take that with a grain of salt, by XNAs, which are xenonucleic acids. These are a class of genetic polymers, so they can actually be a part of a process that comes to actually build a protein that can function within an organism, but it's more so right now being understood as a vehicle to store and transmit hereditary information like DNA and RNA itself. However, I butchered TNA in the sense that XNAs in general are already being synthesized for biological applications, so there's no need to like add that conspiratorial like edge or whatever, and that's why it's important to be specific. The number one application right now is an antisense agent. These are promising indicators that show that TNA can consistently target faulty genes, leading to improper protein function or knockdown infections. So antisense agents are essentially nucleic acids. See, I need to do more research because I don't know if it comes from xenobiology or it's something that the body naturally produces, but they're basically used to regulate and suppress and repress different parts of the protein synthesis chain that naturally occurs in humans that can be mutated in a sense where it leads to diseases, improper protein function, cancer, things of that nature. So the body already has ways to combat that, but we do need to make it stronger, as we always encounter freaking Goku's about to come out of the sky, you know what I mean? So that's what I kind of butchered the definition of an antisense agent, but that's essentially what it does. It basically protects you, I guess. Fuck that repost. But what I was mainly interested in is something that emerged in the decade recently, known as alternative genetic systems, which is what I was which is what I was generally attracted to. You know, all the Jurassic Park and making synthetic animals and stuff like that. I researched deeper and actually came across some scientific papers that I'll just pop up right there or whatever. one right there, or whatever. The Westheimer Institute for Science and Technology classifies in a paper led by Stephen A. Benner as alternative genetic systems. It defines it as a way to recreate the genetics, catalysis, evolution, and adaptation that we value in life by using genetic and catalytic biopolymers different from those that have been delivered to us by natural history on Earth. So synthetic biology, I'm skipping ahead, but I'm going to make more episodes so that we can come to understand this deeply, and I can educate myself and show you how I educate myself behind the scenes. Synthetic biology means different things to different communities. So, for example, we can technically, of most technicalities, create just Jurassic Park in a technical way. So there's no real reason to make it. So there's no reason to make a fake science. You know what I mean? Broski's calling me, one sec. Yo, what are you saying? Okay, I'm about to pop out in a sec. Alright, just give me a minute. Easy. Let me get that second angle back up, and then we'll be Gucci, because this automatically records. I'm almost done too, by the way. So after coming up with a way for the molecules to follow the natural form of life in a way that actually promotes their existence, growth, and our research needs, because we can't just make something cool that just destroys itself in the end and makes the world a darker place. We need a manner that creates actual applications, which definitely exists at the molecular level, which we're going to look into with Aegis, specifically. Aegis, how Aegis, for example, forms duplexes with sequence specificity directs its own replication and can adapt under selective pressure and can evolve. That's super cool, because TNA itself is binding to mRNAs to actually modify them to basically do things in transcription that we've never seen before. So it's the TNA is a really big part, and it seems like it's the foundation, but it's actually not. And it's kind of like it was already made. We were already made to make it type shit. So we can't pretend.